everybody, welcome back to the Renaissance Woodworker, and here's another hand tool tip. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I figured I'd make it a good one. You ever had trouble with the miter gauge on your table saw not getting you a perfectly 90-degree cut? One way to fix that is to unplug the table saw and move over to your workbench. Build yourself a bench hook. We've seen these all over the web. We've seen them from Popular Woodworking Magazine, Fine Woodworking Magazine, Moxon. Everybody talks about how incredibly important a bench hook is. I have, 3, 4, 5 bench hooks for various reasons. One of the things I will always do with my bench hook is leave the fence just a little bit shy of the edge of the board. This allows me to reference my saw against the edge of the board, the edge of the fence, which is straight up and down 90 degrees and 90 degrees to the edge of my board. So if I reference the saw plate against that face, I get a perfectly 90-degree cut and a plumb cut. Now, one of the things that can make it a little bit easier, when you first start the cut, the tendency can sometimes be for the cut to waver on the line, especially if your body is not perfectly lined up. One of the things that I will always do to make sure that I've got a perfectly lined up cut, I'll take my marking line, push it right up to so that my saw will fall on the waist side of the line, and that is lined up with the edge of my fence. Now, instead of just pressing the saw plate right against the fence and going to work, I'll angle the saw slightly, tip the toe down so that I'm able to reference more saw plate against more of the fence. And I can get a very light cut, very easily start my cut on my piece while angling the board, while angling the saw down. This allows me to track my line back across the board, yet still keeping a relatively shallow cut. Now, just by angling the toe down, I've brought the cut line, very shallow cut line, all the way across the board, and I'm dead on my pencil line. And the pencil line I established using my Starrett square. With that guideline, if you will, already established, now I can tip my saw back and trust that it's going to follow that line until I get a perfectly square and perfectly plumb cut. Make yourself a bench hook, save yourself a lot of time and trouble messing with miter gauges at the table saw.